know what I mean?
I have a little extra something with him because he used to really like me. I'm not sure exactly why, and I broke his little heart somehow. I think that he's...
You realize you could rekindle a friendship and change this country?
Oh, yeah. No, well, I don't think it would change the country. I know I could rekindle the friendship with one compliment. That would be all it takes. And that's why he's such a terrible choice for president. Because you can turn him around with a simple comment. I mean, he loves people he hated 5 minutes ago.
One hug, Jimmy. One hug.
One hug right around the midsection.
One hug. You just go in there, one hug. You change the world. Yeah, but you have like a feud with him. You have like a real... So here's what I've noticed. Like Trump's annoyance at people is directly proportional to how big they were when he like focused on the media. Does that make sense?
I see. Yeah, right.
So like Time magazine is still the biggest thing in his life.
Trump takes the stage like he's rewriting history, but Trevor Noah and Jimmy Kimmel see through the rerun. They slice through the bravado, mocking a man who mistakes outrage for power and applause for leadership. Noah paints him as a spotlight addict, craving attention more than results. Kimmel turns his chaos into punchlines, exposing the illusion of control. The truth? Trump was never leading, he was performing. This isn't a roast, it's an intervention. And this time, the audience isn't cheering, it's moving on.
You remember the guy who keeps saying I have no ratings? Well, that makes two of us. They polled more than 1,000 people, and I lead Trump by 16 points. I'm at +3, he's at -13. It's nice, but it feels like, considering the fact that I'm not a convicted felon friend of Jeffrey Epstein, and I've never paid off a porn star or sent a team of masked goons into a park to pull an old lady away from her grandchildren, I feel like my rating should be higher, maybe, than... At this point, finding a toenail in your salad has a 7-point lead over Donald Trump. And I hope he doesn't see this. I hate to, I don't like to upset him, but I think he might be upset because...
No matter how bad the situation you're in, Donald Trump can always make it worse. Like, there could be people trapped in an earthquake and still they'd be going, I can't believe Donald Trump's new policies! That guy was the lucky one!
Trump dreams of being remembered as a titan, but history's already laughing. Trevor Noah and Jimmy Kimmel don't just mock him, they dissect him. A man of midnight rants, phantom victories, and invisible enemies, terrified of fading from the spotlight he built. Their comedy isn't cruel, it's precise. Each joke peels back the myth to reveal the fear beneath the swagger. A man so fragile he confuses laughter with betrayal. He wanted to write his legend. Instead, they're writing the punchline he never saw coming.
To improve his approval numbers, I have an idea. Release the Epstein files. They did a poll on that too. A vast majority say they want to see the Epstein files. 77% of Americans want the Epstein files released, but 100% of our American president does not want them released. Trump's treating these Epstein files like a grumpy old neighbor on Halloween. He turns off all the lights and just hopes the trick-or-treaters will assume there's nobody home. He's like, do you people not understand what a wonderful secret means?
It also sort of makes you understand how and why Donald Trump uses the phrase fake news. Because for so long, Donald Trump was instrumental in making fake news. So in his head, he sees the news as fake because he contributed to making it fake. So he goes like, I've made so many fake stories. I was John Barron. He played like another character as well where he like lied about his relationships. He said he dated supermodels that he didn't date. He planted stories about himself.
Kimmel doesn't need explosions to expose Trump, just silence. He lets Trump's absurdities collapse under their own weight. The genius who mangles grammar, the deal maker who argues himself into disasters. Every boast becomes the setup, every contradiction the punchline. Kimmel doesn't shout, he mirrors. And in that reflection, Trump's empire of ego crumbles. It's not just late-night humor, it's catharsis. The myth unravels, the bravado deflates, and the man who wanted to be immortalized ends up caricatured by his own words.
President landed in a chopper to the tune of Danger Zone from Top Gun. Kenny Hoggins then bragged about being in better shape than Obama. He took a victory lap for his war on woke and once again proved that he's known more than all the generals combined for years by taking credit for a mission that he in no way accomplished.
Please remember, I wrote about Osama bin Laden exactly 1 year ago, 1 year before he blew up the World Trade Center. And I said, you got to watch Osama bin Laden. And the fake news would never let me get away with that statement unless it was true. But I said 1 year before to Pete Hegseth, I said 1 year before, where's Pete? In the book, I wrote, whatever the hell the title, I can't tell you. But I can tell you there's a page in there devoted to the fact that I saw somebody named Osama bin Laden, and I didn't like it.
He didn't like it. And you can read all about it in the book he wrote, but can't remember the title of it.
Doesn't know what he's doing. He's in it with us, which is a nice change. Oftentimes we're at the mercy of those in power, but he's in the mercy with us. Like we're all locked in a prison cell, but he's holding the key and he's like, we're all trapped, we're all trapped. What are we gonna do? We're like, use the key. What are you talking about?
Kimmel sees what America's already realized. Trump isn't running a country. He's running a show. The Oval Office is just his stage. Every rally a rerun, every meltdown another desperate grasp for ratings. What should be leadership feels more like chaos on loop. Kimmel doesn't just mock it, he exposes it. A presidency powered by spectacle, not substance. Applause, not achievement. The act's gone stale, the audience restless, and the only thing tanking faster than the plot is Trump's credibility.
Only admitted to this country those who share our values and respect our people. The time is overdue to develop a new screening test for the threats we face today. I call it extreme vetting. I call it extreme vetting.
And I call it extreme vetting. I call it extreme. Donald Trump is the biggest joke. I'm sorry, people.
Trump promises extreme vetting, then repeats it until even he forgets what he's saying. Trevor Noah tears into the act, the obsession with image and the constant need to brag about brilliance, wealth, and wins that never quite existed. The louder he boasts, the more hollow it rings. Kimmel joins in, mocking the mythology. Trump is a founding father mixed with a late-night infomercial host. Together, they reveal the truth. It's not confidence, it's camouflage. Not power, but panic. Greatness can't be faked forever, especially when the salesman is the product.
I think unjustly, this puts them at risk. The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. He was somehow able to squeeze Colbert out of CBS. Then he turned his sights on me, and now he's openly rooting for NBC to fire Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers and the hundreds of Americans who work for their shows who don't make millions of dollars. And I hope that if that happens, or if there's even any hint of that happening, you will be 10 times as loud as you were this week. We have to speak out.
He sells himself as a savior, but the fine print always reads chaos. Noah and Kimmel don't just hit his politics. They hit the performance, the inflated victories, the endless bragging, the desperate self-promotion. Trump's worst enemy has never been his critics. It's his own ego. Every contradiction, every boast becomes its own punchline. They don't exaggerate. They just replay the show. And the more Trump talks, the smaller he looks. In the end, he didn't build a legacy. He built a stage. And now the spotlight's exposing the cracks.
One expected it, like the whole world was like, okay, Trump is gonna mediate, or he's gonna, because he said to them, hey guys, let's sort this out, peace deal, we're gonna do a peace deal, and then he dropped bombs on Iran. And everyone in the world was like, what the hell? And a lot of people in my life were like, oh man, I can't believe that Trump did this, I can't believe it. And they were so stressed. And I was like, yes, but look on the bright side. And they're like, what bright side? I was like, on the bright side, Trump also can't believe that he did this.
For Trump, every story is about Trump. Every crisis, every tragedy, every headline loops back to him. Trevor Noah and Jimmy Kimmel turn that obsession into comedy gold. A hurricane becomes a brag, a scandal becomes self-promotion, and every failure turns into the greatest ever. Kimmel mocks the tough guy act that collapses under criticism. Trevor likens it to a reality show that outlived its audience. A soap opera searching for relevance. The promise was greatness. The delivery, reruns of chaos.
Trump is also, you will be tickled to hear, complaining that Fox News doesn't support him enough. After a full decade of whispering sweet nothings into his testicles, this is the thanks they get. But who needs Fox when you have a litter of kittens suckling your teat at every turn? The Treasury Department is talking about putting Trump on money now. This is the coin they are proposing to mint. Tail says fight, fight, fight. This is heads, in God we trust. Although I think it's missing a question mark. It should be in God we trust. Only Donald Trump would shut down the government and say, hey, let's mint some money with my big fat head on it.
Kimmel and Noah transformed Trump's presidency into the world's longest-running joke. And the wild part is, he wrote it himself. Every contradiction, every rant, every self-congratulation becomes material. They don't twist his words. They highlight them. He wanted to dominate history but ended up performing for it. Their restraint is what makes it devastating. The louder he yells, the clearer the truth becomes. He didn't shape history. He entertained it. And now comedy is closing the curtain.
Because that man is not a normal human being. Very seldom have I looked at Trump and thought, yeah, I can relate to this. But he came out after Israel was about to launch a full-scale bombing attack on Iran. And he came out, he heard about this. Man didn't even put on a tie. Came out of the White House half-dressed, ran straight into reporters, and he went into it. He was like, then he looked at the reporter and he did something I've never seen an American president do in my entire life. He cursed live on TV into the camera. Looked at the camera and he was like, they were like, what do you think, Mr.? He's like, I'll tell you what this is. You've got two countries that have been fighting so long, they don't know what the they're doing.
Trump treats scandal like achievement, wearing failure like it's fashion. Every fiasco becomes proof of genius. Every meltdown, a media victory. Noah and Kimmel nail the absurdity. A man bragging about surviving crashes he caused himself. Trump isn't leading, he's hosting the longest reality show on earth. Noah exposes the chaos. Kimmel frames the irony, a carnival barker selling tickets to his own downfall. He didn't break the system. He revealed how easy it was to fool it. And the comedians? They're just narrating the wreck in real time.
And here's the thing. For those who think I go too hard on Donald Trump, to the point where there are still a lot of people who think I should be pulled off the air for making fun of Donald Trump. So I want to explain that I talk about Trump more than anything because he's a bully. I don't like bullies. I played the clarinet in high school, okay? So I just don't like him. Donald Trump is an old-fashioned 80s movie-style bully, taking your lunch money. And if you give it to him once, he'll take it again. Two things he loves, lunch and money.
Trump's presidency was theater without self-awareness. The gestures, the pauses, the exits. All part of a man convinced he's starring in history's greatest show. Kimmel highlights the vanity, mocking Trump's obsession with crowd size and validation. Noah twists the illusion further. Policies replaced with performance, leadership with applause. Cabinet meetings become loyalty tests and diplomacy in therapy sessions. Kimmel delivers the closer. This wasn't governing. It was a never-ending audition. And when the curtain finally drops, history won't remember the cheers, just the spectacle of a man who mistook volume for vision.
Makes it even worse, you know? They're calling our president the world's most powerful man baby, able to soil 5 diapers in a single bound. Other countries look at Trump the way we look at the running of the bulls. Like, what are those people, nuts? What's going on there? Today, Trump signed an executive order that will allow a group of investors to buy TikTok from the Chinese. You know, Congress banned TikTok under Joe Biden because of fears the Chinese government was using it to spy on Americans. But with this deal in place, now our government can spy on Americans ourselves, which is bad.
Trump's Twitter feed became his legacy, a stream of late-night impulses from the most powerful man alive. Trevor Noah mocks the absurdity of 3 a.m. rants about ratings, while Colbert captures the tragic irony of a president screaming about fake news while manufacturing it one tweet at a time. It wasn't strategy, it was exposure, a digital diary of ego and insecurity. When history looks back, it won't see a leader, it'll see a logo. The only wall Trump ever built was between truth and his followers' ability to see it. The comedians don't just roast the words, they dismantle the myth, turning the toughest president ever into what he's always been, a man addicted to applause, terrified of silence, and defined by performance.